To change the font in a cell or several cells, follow the steps shown on the screen. Let's follow these steps to change the font of the table headers shown on the screen. I first select all the table headers. Second, with the mouse cursor placed on the selected cells, I click the right button of the mouse, and from the floating menu, I select the option Format Cells. Third, I click on the tab Font. Fourth, let's design the font. I start by selecting the type of font from the list on the left. I choose Arial Narrow. And we can see what the font looks like in the preview area. Next, I choose the font style from the list in the center. I select Bold to make the header letters more noticeable. Notice that the preview area shows thicker letters now. Next, I choose the letter size from the list on the right. I choose size 14. Notice that the preview area shows larger fonts now. Now I choose the font color from the drop-down list Color. I choose Red. Notice that the preview area shows the font in red now. Finally, I underline the font by clicking the drop-down list Underline and choosing Single. Notice that the preview area was updated with the single underline to the font. As a final step, I click OK. As you can see, the font formats were applied to the selected cells. You can also change the font format by using buttons under the Home tab. To do this, follow the steps shown on the screen. Let's try these steps to change the font of the table headers shown on the screen. I first select all the table headers. Second, I select the Home tab. Third, let's design the font. I start by clicking the Font face down arrow, and from the drop-down list, I choose Arial Narrow. And we can see that the font type is applied to the selected cells. Next, I click the Bold button to make the header letters thicker. If you do not like the bold effect, just click on the Bold button again, like this. Also, I click the button Italic to make the letters slant slightly to the right. If you do not like the italic effect, just click on the Italic button again, like this. Next, I click the face down arrow of the letter size button. And from the drop-down list, I choose size 14. This makes the letters bigger. Now I click the face down arrow of the font color button. And from the drop-down list, I choose blue. Finally, I click the face down arrow of the underline button. And from the drop-down list, I choose Single to underline the text. If you do not like the underline, just click on the underline button again, like this. Notice the change in the text of the headers. Now I'll apply the bold, italic, and underline to the headers and notice how it will look.